everyone, it's Lily here from Shine Bright Diamonds 2023, and I'm coming to you today with one of my weekly WIP'n chats. So, if you are new to my channel, welcome. I am so happy that you have found my little corner here on YouTube. And of course, those of you that are returning, welcome back. Now, if this is your first time tuning into a WIP'n chat, WIP stands for Work in Progress, and chat is where I chat to you about what's been going on in my life. So feel free to pull out a project and work alongside me or treat this as a podcast, whatever floats your boat. So let's get into it because I am officially, I guess, getting into a new row with Clara and the Nutcracker from Diamond Art Club by Miss Holly. And I'm going to be honest, I am super excited for this canvas. So before I get started, I'll just go through the supplies that I'm using. So I am using this Christmas themed tray that I had bought from Creations Moran back, last year. So this is the tray that I'm using. It's super cute. The pen that I'm using is my custom Stitch Christmas pen. And this one I got from Realizations Eric Ekren, a small shop in Canada. And then release papers are from Bee's Crafty Corner. So let's get into it because I had started on this row earlier today and then I didn't finish it. So yeah, so I did start it. I'm excited, but what I've been doing is I've actually been single placing using my Diamond Art Club twist and pick pen because this section is quite confetti heavy. So I don't want to get too um, lost in it. But yeah, so how are you? What is new? For me here, to be honest, it's been not super chaotic with stuff going on. It's just been a little more like mentally draining, I guess. Um, but I'm doing okay. So, first up, I do want to apologize because I know in my last WIP'n chat I said I would have a video up for Thursday, and that didn't happen, which I will explain why in a moment. But I do apologize for that because normally I try really hard to make sure I have content coming every Tuesday and Thursday. But in all seriousness, I've just been feeling very like burnt out slash unmotivated um, with everything that has been going on with work. Obviously, in my WIP'n chats, I don't like going into details with my job, but work has just been really busy. There's just been a lot of, um, I guess, I don't know how to describe it, but there's just been a lot going on. And because of that, when I get home from work, I have just been feeling very meh. And to be honest, one of the things that I've been trying to do is to not nap so much because that's something that I don't know what it is, but I have been in like the biggest nap mode possible. And at first I thought it was because like I was just tired from work, but now I'm starting to think that it has a lot to do with my diet. So I have been really looking into just having like healthier food options because I think I realized I was eating a little, not a little, but way too many carbs. So I've been trying really hard to increase the protein, which has actually helped me get more energy because normally I tend to go for carbs and then fruits and veggies. And I tend to not really eat protein, especially for whatever during the work week. Um, and I think that was partially why I was just feeling more tired than normal. And I just didn't have a lot of energy. And my go to source for energy is coffee. Not the healthiest of things. Um, so I have been trying to reevaluate the food that I'm putting into my body. Um, and I am starting to see a difference. But to be honest, this week in general, on top of me just trying to like rejig my personal diet, there was just a lot of stuff going on at work that when I came home, I was just mentally and emotionally exhausted. So I did not get around to editing the video for Thursday last week. I actually spent most of my time when I got home from work sitting on the couch and watching TV. I didn't really want to be doing any activities that caused me to sort of think. Hence why there's been not a whole lot of progress on this diamond painting. Um, but I think it was just my body's way of just wanting to rest. Um, and by rest, it also meant not just like physically rest, but just mentally rest. Um, because right now, this diamond painting, it is a little bit on the confetti heavy side, so I do have to concentrate a lot more. As you can tell, because I'm single placing. So I think my body was just like, you know what? Just put on TV and watch it. Don't even worry about anything. And then because of that, I was ended up, doom scrolling on Instagram, and I came across like these reels of people just like cleaning their spaces, like organizing things, and really ended up deep diving into like people resetting their like the different rooms in their house. And it sort of motivated me to want to spend this weekend doing what I am now calling an apartment reset. Um, because on Saturday, which was yesterday, on top of me trying to figure out, how I can incorporate more protein into my diet, I decided to do sort of like a deep clean of the apartment, which, to be honest, I'm naturally a very clean person, believe it or not. Even though like my videos are very chaotic and I always have craft stuff everywhere, but everywhere else in my house is clean. But I just wanted to do a reset. So I ended up spending Saturday. I did like my laundry, um, which that in and of itself is a weekly thing. But I like deep cleaned my bathroom, which is when I say deep clean the bathroom, it's like more than just my regular clean. Like I scrub that floor, I wash that floor, and like my bathroom, love it. It feels clean. Like even like the rest of the apartment, like I took out like parts of my vacuum that I didn't even know existed to just get into like every possible little crevice of this apartment to clean it. And I just feel so good. And then I even spent time organizing, like going through my cupboard because for whatever reason I have like, you know, boxes that have like barely any food in it. So like it's mainly crackers. So the crackers that, I didn't have a whole lot of, but I had all these boxes. I like took the crackers out of the boxes, just put them in a Tupperware container. Shockingly, I saved a lot of space and just recycled those boxes. So, just things like that, like feel cleaner. I organized my fridge. Um, and then I'm in like this mode where if I'm not wearing something clothing wise, or it just doesn't bring me joy, meaning like I just don't feel good wearing it, or maybe when I put it on, it just isn't comfortable anymore, things like that. I've been putting it aside into like to donate. So I spent time doing that, um and it felt good. So I'm like happy with what I've created. Sorry, I need to adjust this light. Is that better? Do I want a warm light? Yeah. Now I'm going to turn this down. There. Sorry, there's like a really bad glare. Um, but yeah, so that's like what I spent my Saturday doing. And like, I don't know, like it felt nice. And then I'm like trying to make an honest effort where like in the morning when I wake up, I have a habit of just rolling out of bed and calling it a day. But I'm trying to make it, a habit to really like make my bed every morning. I don't know, like there's just something about it that I just feel good. And I was like reading some article. I don't know. I like reading articles and like learning and like how to like improve the mindset, like have a more positive mindset. And sorry, I'm like coughing, choking. And one of the things like they've talked about is like, how when you wake up in the morning by, making your bed, because it's such like a simple task, it just sets your day off to a good start in a sense where, you've already accomplished one task. So it's like if you do that, then like, then you can sort of accomplish the more challenging ones, which I like that mindset. Except as someone who struggles with mental health, there are days where the thought of making my bed is too much. So that's something that I'm also keeping in mind when I'm like looking into, ways to reset. It's just also being realistic um with, when I'm in a good space, then yes, this is achievable. But when I'm not in a good space, then, you know, the thought of making the bed might be a little too challenging for me that day. So accepting that, if I don't do it, I'm not a terrible person. Life happens. So it's been like a really weird week of me like exploring this concept and just like thinking about how to reset things. And then I was also like seeing, because I ended up in like, those reels where people are like resetting their like apartments. I came across, I guess it's somehow connected, but like the thought of like romanticizing your life. And I was like, huh, this is an interesting concept because it's sort of like, I guess the idea is making like mundane tasks more exciting. And I was like, I feel like this goes in with like just overall like being more mindful and grateful for what you can accomplish. And I was like, that's interesting. So I was like watching this one reel, and like there's a bunch of it where it's like, spend an evening with me. And I'm like watching it and I'm like, oh, like this is so relaxing. And it was literally like tips on how to de stress after a long day. And I was like, huh. And then, of course, one of the tips is to like not be doom scrolling. And I'm like, well, this is funny because I'm in bed trying to relax after a long day, but here I am doom scrolling watching these videos. So yeah, it was a little ironic, but it definitely was interesting. Um, yeah, so when I say it's been an interesting week, it has been. It's literally just been a week of me, like I said, watching a lot of TV, which we'll get into the TV in a moment, and just reflecting on how I've been going about my daily routines. Um, and on that note, one of the things that I'm doing, because the month of December I did take it off of dance, is I really want to focus on my personal health and fitness because dance has always been something that, keeps me accountable. But without dance, I don't have a lot of motivation to want to move. So, because right now the TV is so interesting with all the Christmas movies, um, it's now sort of like, let's watch a Christmas movie and ride my stationary bike. Which this week I didn't do a lot of bike riding, to be honest, because I was just didn't feel like moving. But in my defense, this week at work was also very busy. My class needed just a lot more movement breaks than normal. So by the time I was coming home, I was doing anywhere from like 11,000 to, I want to say like 13,000 steps. So, I mean, I was pretty tired. But I mean, there's a difference between doing movement breaks because it's part of your work versus doing a movement break because it's for you. So I'm hoping this week to be doing a lot more movement breaks that are for me. Um, but yeah, so that's where I'm at. Now, in terms of what I've been watching, I've honestly just been trying to soak up as much Christmas as possible. On TV the other night was Christmas with the Cranks, which is one of my all time favorite Christmas movies. So I've had to watch that, which I'll tell you right now, I will probably be watching it again this season. I was sad. I missed out on seeing the movie Elf on cable. So hopefully, I'm sure they'll play it again. I saw the cartoon Frosty the Snowman. There was like a bunch of like random Christmas Hallmark movies that was on the Women's Network, which that's always a good one for me. And then I saw a little bit of Home Alone, which I think that one's a classic, and the more like modern animated version of The Grinch. That one I watched. Actually, that one's been on like a lot. I think I've seen it like for sure from beginning to end once, and then bits and pieces of it like a couple times. Yeah. And I'm also done Below Deck. So now I need to choose a new reality TV show to watch. I think I might just start The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. I believe I would be the most recent season. Is that what? Season 3? Yeah, season 3. So, yeah. So that's what I've been up to. In terms of like other things going on, in terms of reading, oh my goodness. Reading, I am still reading Between Two Kings, which is the dark romance fantasy book. And then um my one book club, we're reading How My Neighbor Stole Christmas, which is by, I think it's by Megan Quinn. That one I still need to start. And what we've decided to do for that book club is just like, we're only going to read like a couple chapters at a time and then we'll meet because we notice that lately we have, as a team, not been doing that great with reading the books. We just sort of like say we're going to read it and then book club rolls around and none of us have read it. So we thought, you know what, let's just read the first 3 chapters and then we will go from there. So I need to read the first 3 chapters before Friday of this week, which is doable. I looked. It's only like 50 pages. It's not that much. Plus, it's like a Christmas romance. So, and I'm in the mood for all things Christmas. So, it should be great. But yes, so that one is what I'm reading. And you already have the TV. So, that leaves the rest of my weekend in crafting and social life. So I guess like in terms of social life, on Friday, my dark romance book club, we got together. We were supposed to talk about Between Two Kings. Um, None of us have finished the book. So it just became a session just talking about life. Which I think we all needed, to be honest. And it was just so nice, like seeing the girls chatting about books, life, and just all the things. My one friend, so this time around, the book club was hosted at my friend's place, and she has 3 dogs. 2 are dash hounds, and they're like older. And then in the summer, she recently got like a puppy. I don't know what type of dog the puppy is, but the puppy is 5 months old. And it's going to be like a medium sized dog. Oh my gosh, this puppy was so cute. So let's just say that the amount of puppy kisses I received on Friday were amazing. Like, I was just so full of love. So, fun fact, when I was growing up, I was like in a weird space with dogs, where sometimes I was afraid of them, but then if I knew the dog, then I was fine. Now I'm not afraid of dogs. I think because my ex had a dog, and obviously that dog and I spent a lot of time together. And then his family would always like be dog sitting. So I got to spend a lot of time with dogs. And because of that, my fear of dogs has vanished. So when I was at my friend's house, I was like, I want all the puppy cuddles. So all I did, I was very distracted. I just was like living my best life with puppies. I have decided that I'm hoping to eventually get a dog. I mean, it's always been a dream of mine to have a dog, but it's never been a reality. Now I realize there's no one stopping me from doing this. So definitely hoping to make it a reality. When I don't know. It would definitely have to be when I'm off from work so that I can spend time with the dog and get it, used to the routine, my where I live, like things like that. So it's not gonna happen anytime soon. But anyway, so that was my Friday. As you know, Saturday spent it doing all the things. And then Sunday, which is today, I went to church this morning. It was the second Sunday of Advent, so that was always nice. And then my friend and I went to the Santa Claus parade, and it was so much fun. Um, we went to the Santa Claus parade, and there was, first of all, I'm obsessed with marching bands. I think they're so cool. So there was two marching bands in the parade, plus like a bagpipers, and the bagpipers were really cool, to be honest. And then it was so cute. There was like this one group, and they were like dressed up in like these blow up costumes, and they were snowflakes. It was so fun, and I'm like, that is the coolest thing ever. I've never seen like a snowflake inflatable costume. Like I always see the gingerbread, a lot of Grinches, snowman, things like that, but the snowflakes were really cool. And it was great because we had brewed hot chocolate. We were sipping on hot chocolate, watching this parade. It was a really, really nice time. And then we just hung out afterwards. It was pretty good. Can't complain. And yeah, and then my friend had to go home. So that was really nice. It was so fun. Honestly, I love a good Santa Claus parade, and it was just like so nice because it's just exploring the Christmas season, seeing everyone out there. The parade was so busy. It was just full of families. There were so many dogs. I was like, oh my gosh. And it was nice because the parade was in the afternoon. Um, so that was nice because then, well, it was also on a Sunday, so most people have to work tomorrow. Um, but it was pleasant. So yeah. But, yeah. And then um, in terms of crafting, um, so my Black Friday order from Diamond Art Club is in two shipments. So what had happened was I placed two orders at Black Friday, but had used my points for it. So hold on, let me just grab a sip of my tea because it's 10 to 9 at night, and as you can see, I have like a full mug of my chamomile tea. Um, Okay. So, my Black Friday order from Diamond Art Club, I placed two separate orders because I wanted to use up points. So the first set of order, the first order was the pre-order. Oh man, I, I need to put washi tape in this. This just fell out. But the first order was of the, what's it called? The Miss Holly kits that are currently on the pre-order. So it was the two kits that came out for Black Friday, which was the Spirits kit with the girl on the cell phone and the little ghosts are coming out of it. And then the second kit was Lazy Days, and it's the two girls sitting at the bus stop and they're just chilling. So that was the first order, and I don't think it's going to ship. If I'm lucky, it will ship sometime this week. If not, then for sure the following week. I'm hoping I'll get them before Christmas. We'll see. And then the second order was, oh, I don't even know the name of it, but it was the other Miss Holly kit of Wilhelmina. That's her like main character doing the Yule candle in the forest. And then I had ordered Mini Dazzles, the rainbow kit. So my Miss Holly Christmas one and the Rainbow Mini Dazzles kit came this week. So I was very excited about that. I haven't opened the Miss Holly kit that came yet to see what Treasure Quest card I got. I kind of figured I would film that as like my Black Friday haul slash unboxing. But now I'm realizing that it might be a while before I can actually film that video because of the kits that are on pre-order. So stay tuned for that. We'll see what happens. But yeah, so that was that. As I fling drills. Classic. Okay. I don't know. Okay, now we're just making a mess. Oh, I don't even know where my tweezers are. This is fine. Just another day crafting, flinging drills. People wonder why it takes me so long to complete a diamond painting. This is why. Okay, let me try this again. All right. There. Okay. So, yeah. So, my first order came, which was really nice. I'm going to be honest, I'm excited. I feel like I just need to spend time just doing all of my Miss Holly kits because she's just one of my favorite artists. Brings me a lot of joy working through her kits. Um, but yeah, so that came. I'm still waiting on my other order. And then to be honest, after the events of last week between the rent stuff and then my car situation, this week I have not made any little special purchases. The only thing I purchased this week was groceries. And then I went to Dollarama to get a tin to put my baked goods in for when I start my Christmas baking. And then I caved and I bought like two little Christmas tree decorations for the apartment. That was it. But yeah, so other than that, I have not been shopping. So I'm really proud of myself. Friday, I did treat myself to some takeout, but that was only because yeah, it was late. So my book club meeting was like right after school. And we had like some apps like Nibblies, but I was like still hungry by the time I left. Um, I'm like a really funny. I'm like the type of girl that like I need food. Like having like little nibblies is never enough for me. Like I need a full on meal. So on my way home, like I didn't get home till almost 7:30. On my way home on Friday, I did get myself a Firehouse sub, and it was so good. But other than that, I've been good because, like I said, I'm just trying to, cut back on my spending with crafting, which I've done really well on. So I am really proud of myself. And just in general, like I said at the beginning of this year in my WIP'n chat, just to use what I have. Um, and honestly, it's going well, I think. I think that's like the one New Year's resolution I've done a really good job on. I think, what was my other one? I can't remember. Oh, I lied. I did complete my Goodreads reading challenge. I did manage to read 24 books this year. So I've done good with using what I have, like what I already own, and cutting back on my crafting spending. So yay. And I've done well with my reading. I was doing well with my fitness, and then I sort of fell off the wagon. But that's okay. Life is a journey, and I'm just, doing the best I can because I am human. I am not a robot. That's like my motivational talk, which take that with a grain of salt. Because, yeah, I'm probably not the person to be asking for motivational advice, considering a lot happens to me. And I swear it's always just chaos. Okay, am I gonna fling a drill? Okay, yeah. Yeah, so that's like what's been going on. I don't really have what is happening here. Oh my god. Did I just okay. Okay. You know what? I think there were supposed to be two drills here. Maybe. I don't know what I just did. Nope. I don't know what I'm doing. You know what? This is a sign that maybe it's time for me to go to bed because I am struggling. Um, so with that being said, I guess I'll start trying to wrap up this video. I feel like I did not do a lot of this section, but it is what it is. Okay, so this week I am going to make a better effort to get up a video for Thursday. I do not know what it will be. Because I do want to film a post review or two. So, and this week's going to be quiet. Like I have an appointment on Wednesday in the evening, but other than that, like I don't have anything going on, which is nice. And can we please take in that this weekend was no unnecessary chaos? Like it was just a regular weekend where I was not running around. I didn't have a cold. I wasn't dealing with, people stealing my license plates and all that. Like it was a good weekend. Plus I'm in a very good mood. Thank gosh. But yes. So this week I'm hoping to take some time to do some filming, to get ahead on some of the videos, and of course make some progress on this diamond painting. Oh my gosh, Katie at Diamonds and Washi, she already completed this kit and it is stunning. I'm like, oh, how do you have time for this? But then again, the girls can just diamond paint really fast. I'm jealous. I'm a slow diamond painter and probably a chaotic one, which I think I am. I think this is crooked. I don't know what I just did. That's fine. This is like my weird. Actually, no, this is not a weird pen. It's one of my very first Christmas diamond painting pens that I had bought off Amazon when I first started diamond painting. I got this pen before I discovered custom diamond painting pens, which to this day is probably the worst thing I could have discovered because I have a lot of random pens and trays. Anyway, it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to turn off this light so that we can actually see what I accomplished. Whoop. So I did pretty good. I mean, the back here is just, it's really cool. Like the camera's not picking it up, but the backing, I feel like it's supposed to be like a swirly wallpaper and it looks really cool. But the camera's not picking up the colors because it is, dark, but it's like a dark green and blue pattern. Um, and I think it is going to be really pretty. But like I said, it's this blue color was a lot of confetti, like just finding it. And then pretty much everything in here, I just need to fill it in with this gray color and minus these little white dots that are, I guess, sparkles, glitter, glistening lights. I don't know what they are. But we'll find out as I continue working on this kit. But anyway, so if you enjoyed today's WIP'n chat, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe. Your support does mean the world to me. Of course, if you are looking for more diamond painting content, you can find me on my Instagram at ShineBrightDiamonds 2023. So until next time, happy diamond painting. Bye, everyone.